Just wanted to stick this in really quickly at the beginning of the video. Games Planet are currently having a massive sale on all Total War games, only in EU unfortunately. However, you can check out the whole range of games. There's like Total War Warhammer 2, loads of DLC, so if you're missing anything, you can pick it up for a pretty heavily discounted price. Also, Shogun 2 is like £6, so if you haven't got Shogun 2 yet, what the hell are you doing? Go and grab it right now. So yeah, just enjoy the video. The link will be down below in the description, and I'll see you guys in the video. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another multiplayer campaign battle from the live stream that me and Apollo do every Tuesday and Thursday. And make sure you tune in to Thursday's episode because, spoiler alert, go ahead and pause and turn off the video if you don't want any spoilers. But Bolo has declared war on me and has invaded me on turn 50. It's absolutely crazy that he's already gone to war, and it's going to make for some interesting live streams. So be sure to tune in tomorrow at 3 PM GMT to check out the battle, because yeah, we are going to be going toe to toe on my island as I fight for survival. Yeah, it's going to be an insane engagement. But right now we have a battle, and this is not against Apollo's faction. This is still against the AI. This was earlier on in the stream before he did decide to declare war on me, but I felt like it was a really cool battle, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys this because, you know, the custom map looks so awesome and it will make for some really interesting battles. So I'm currently fighting the AI, and this is the faction I was fighting, I think, last episode that you guys would have saw, and they just keep on sending armies at me. I think I must have killed about 8 full stacks from them, and they just keep on sending them. Now this is kind of like their last kind of stack, so if I kill this, then I kind of get the advantage in the war, but even still, it is being extremely costly. And as you can see, like, my army here has just been so tired through constant fighting that it's going to be very hard to win this one. But I believe in the power of my men, I believe in the strength of my forces, and I mean, this is a very nice city to try and defend. Lots of positions to try and hold off the opponent. So I do have a small reinforcement army coming in as well right here. I mean, these guys are like the remnants of a previous battle. There's like 100, 200 of them. But Apollo does also have his reinforcements coming on. So he has this entire army, which is controlled by the AI. Got some good, you know, retainers, which are very deadly. Lots of heavy infantry. And just numbers, really, at the end of the day. Again, these guys looking great. And then the general's bodyguard. And then for Apollo's army, he does have kind of a range of pretty decent units. He has a very nice line of bowmen, which are just so effective at clearing out positions in these type of battles, because you can really just hammer the defenders and soften up choke points. He then has a bunch of these Yari militia, but his real strength in his army come from these Yari Ashigaru with 2 chevrons of experience on them, and also these Katana Ashigaru. They're very good. Like, they're going to do some serious damage. And I think he does also have some other units, like with some retainers somewhere. Yeah, these guys are pretty decent as well. I could have sworn he had some retainers somewhere, but I guess not. Yeah, I mean, either way, he just outnumbers me heavily, and it's going to be a very hard fight because, as you can see, I don't really have a ton of good quality men. I'm mainly just dealing with militia, and I have, you know, this unit of, like, Katana Samurai, which are kind of like a bow hybrid. They're very cool. They're not, like, the best sword fighters. They're not the best bowmen. They're kind of just, like, a bit of both. But, you know, when they can fire off 10 volleys and whittle down a unit before even pulling out the katanas, it's definitely worth bringing them. Again, a few units of Katana Ashigaru and some, you know, Yari Ashigaru. Nothing really too crazy whatsoever. So let's skip ahead until Apollo does decide to attack. There's no need to waste. He's just simply waiting for his reinforcements to turn up, and then we'll make our move. But we've also gone ahead and deployed our archers on this wall just to harass him as he tries to cross over this awesome-looking moat. I mean, yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but look how cool this city is. It's just really nice. And you can cross all of this water. So again, if you were looking to assault from this side, you'd have to walk through this water and then climb the battlements. It's just really nice stuff and makes for a very exciting battle. The battle has begun. Apollo has thrown forward his archers. And the really nice thing about this fortress is you have this really cool, like, over-protection thing right here, which makes it so that the archers who are attacking can't fire over and arch their shots to kind of just slaughter you. So this way, I should be, like, absorbing a ton more arrows. You can see right that. You know, I'm only losing a handful of men every volley, but Apollo does have so many archers right here. You know, each of these archer units have 200 men, so it's just a ton more archers coming in. But luckily, with that protection, it should kind of even out the numbers. I feel like the arrow fire as well in Shogun 2 just looks really, really good compared to later titles. As you can see, I am hammering away, trying to just take out as many of these defenders as possible. And yeah, these kind of positions right here are really, really good. It goes to show that upgrading your fortresses makes a huge difference. Rather than just adding in like I don't know, like extra tower attacks or something like that, they really do provide you with some serious defenses. As well as that, I think my archers back here, yeah, my archers back here are also shooting as well. They're going to be volleying in. I mean, that's just, you know, epic. Like, that's just, as a Total War fan, that's just so cool. So I'm going to be putting back my archers now. Apollo is kind of arriving here. He's starting to climb up onto the battlements. I'm going to simply pull back my archers. There's no need to leave these guys here. Also, these are only the garrison bowmen as well. So there's only 90 of them in these units, unfortunately. Also, what the hell is going on here? Go on, boys, escape. But yeah, these are only 90 men deep. So again, it's going to be kind of very, like, even though I have bowmen, only having 90 men in a unit is actually pretty deadly. Oh yeah, as well as that, we're having a big engagement right here. I'm trying to retreat my reinforcements back inside to the inner layer. And the AI is throwing forward their men. And, you know, killing these AI units is going to be very, very crucial for me, because it will allow me to get men inside and then allow me to also bring back all my soldiers, because you can see that these bowmen are just exhausted. I had to really rush them over. I'm also maybe using a bit too much ammunition on these guys as well. I really should have just tried to, like, you know, maybe commit some good infantry units out here to deal with them. But there is a ton of the AI armies. You can see, like, just how outnumbered I am in this battle. And they are going to be really, really going in, looking to cause me as many issues as possible. Whereas Apollo is taking this a lot more methodically, you know, taking out these towers. Oh yeah, these are matchlock towers as well, so they're actually really decent. And I'm just trying to kill as many of these infantrymen as possible. Obviously, saving ammunition for the bows are important. However, I feel like whittling down his infantry will also give me a great, you know, advantage, because he just won't have enough to scale the walls and break down the gates. However, when he conquers this tower, it will go ahead and give it to him. So this tower will start shooting at me in its aura. I think it like ranges like around here. So I'll be able to hit everything in this inner layer. But I still have plenty more. You know, I can retreat back from this section, go back there. You know, this is like a really deadly place to attack from. And I'm super surprised Apollo decided to attack from this side. I thought he would attack from this side, honestly, because it's the closest kind of way to the city center. So yeah, I was really, really surprised that he decided to do that. The fighting is fierce out here, and I am starting to break. I did just commit some, you know, Ashigari units, but still, these are valuable Ashigari units. Luckily, this one is the really aggressive kind of glaive infantry, and they'll be doing their fair share of the combat. We're also much fresher as well than Apollo, so, you know, this is decent. But I am wasting a lot of ammunition on this AI army, and, you know, this is really working out in Apollo's favor, honestly, because the more, you know, the more ammunition I spend here, the more men I commit to this fight is less against Apollo, and then he can commit, you know, a lot of his bowmen, a lot of his infantry. Because you can already see, like, I don't actually have that much. If you look at my flags compared to everything I'm fighting, I really do not have that much. And when my bowmen run out of ammunition, I'm going to be in a tricky, tricky spot. Are these guys shooting as well? Yeah, these guys are even shooting as well. Look at that arcing shot, how awesome that is. I love the banners as well. It just looks so cool. The arrows just, like, float in the air and just slowly come down. Arrow fire in Shogun 2 is clean. And that just does look awesome. Especially if we zoom in like that. Oh, so cool. I love the flags on their back as well. They glitch out in the campaign, which is kind of funny, but even still. So here we go. Apollo has broken through the first layer, and now he's going to start coming up. He's breached the gate a little bit, and he's assaulting forward here with some of his militia. My militia are going to be meeting him in combat. The gate also looks really cool as well when it's like burnt down. You can see that. Yeah, and I'm losing units. So Apollo is going to start climbing, using all of his men to his advantage, getting over these walls. However, they're going to be taking quite a lot of fire as they do. I think I'm trying to kill a lot of his archers. Yeah, I'm focusing down his archers. And I'm also having to commit more men out of this fight because, you know, if he overwhelms me here, it's going to be in a very, very bad situation. So I'm throwing more infantry out of here, out of this gate, because I need to try and keep him here as much as possible so that my archers can do a lot of damage. But yeah, he's going to be pouring in infantry now, getting his army inside of the castle. Same with the AI as well. The AI is basically dealt with, but again, we just have so many of these small units. What I really should have done is I should have just committed more infantry out here, if I'm honest, and kept my archers alive. You can see I'm starting to bring more archers back to the center now, because I don't want these guys to, you know, overcommit, so I'm trying to just go ahead and force more men over here. And as you can see, look at this, like, triple layer of archers I have. I have one archer unit right here firing away, and I have another one back here as well in my inner layer. And it might not have been as effective. I might have, like, it might have been better to hold my fire, because I'm not sure if any of the arrows are hitting into this. We'll have to see when the arrows volley again. You know, obviously my archers being much more protected. I'm also reinforcing here with some more infantry as well, just in case Apollo does break through this and he quickly assaults my layer. I want to have infantry there. I'm throwing out some of my town garrison as well. So these guys are kind of armored, but they're not that great. But I'm just throwing them in to try and keep Apollo at bay as much as possible. That just looks awesome, man. So yeah, as I said, guys, be sure to tune in on the next live stream because it's going to be crazy. Apollo has invaded. He's brought up an entire full stack. He's taken one of my castles. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes down. And I'm going to be fighting for survival because my main army is depleted fighting another faction. I've recently just defeated them, but my army is in tatters. So I don't really have many men anywhere else as well. So I'm on full-on recruitment mode. And then, you know, defending castles and stuff is going to be so important. You know, I've got one key castle, but he's really only one castle away from reaching my capital. So it's going to be very interesting. It could be a very short campaign, or I could be able to bring it back from the brink, because he definitely has more cities than me. I think he has like 6 or 7, and I have like 4 or 5. No, he's probably actually closer to 10 now as well. So I'm holding him in place and I am whittling him down, but he still just has so many bowmen left remaining. He has so much infantry. You can see these bowmen are obviously just like Ramsay Boltoning this fight and just shooting on his own men. If he kills any of his own men, it's kind of okay because he whittles down my numbers. And as you can see, the balance of power is in his favor. I still haven't dealt with this army yet. I think I left 2 units of militia here to deal with this. That's still going to be a bit of an issue. And these AI archers are shooting some of my Yari Shigaru as well, which again is not great for me at all. I'm committing to more of my infantry outside because I think I just want to deal with these guys like now with infantry so that I can focus completely on Apollo's flank. Yeah, you can see a lot of my katana. That's an entire katana Ashigari. That's pretty deadly. I think I do have some... so yeah, I have some of these retainer garrison units who are really, really good. And I think I also have a katana one as well. The only problem with these garrison retainers is they're only 40 men, so they're 50% the strength of the ones you actually recruit. So, you know, they're really good, but they still kind of lack that quality that you need in the battle. I think I have a katana variant as well somewhere. He will just be absolutely huge. I think I was hiding it somewhere. Oh, right here, yeah. But there's only 40 of them in the unit, and when they're fighting 200 militia, they're going to take unnecessary casualties. And here we go. Apollo has now broken through the second layer. Onto the third layer, sir. Onto the third layer. And that's why I'm so surprised he didn't assault from this side. Because, yeah, he's going to have to go through an entire another layer before even reaching my my center. Whereas here, it would have been bang, bang. But I guess it's much harder to reinforce. Something as well I'm surprised he didn't try and do is maybe go through this wall, and then assault me from multiple directions. I think it would have been a great strategy for him to employ, like, whilst he's assaulting this side, then also commit men, like, just, like, 2 or 3 units around here, and then you could also, like, attack me from up this side, or just climb up here, burn down this gate, and just stretch my defenses, because I think as the attackers, you know, not having, or, like, running out of men is a real big issue, and if you can stretch the defenders, with a lot of your men, then they end up, like, gaps start appearing in the battle line, and you can seize advantage of that and really cause the attacker some issues. So I have some bowmen here. I think these bowmen were out of ammunition, and that's why I'm charging them in. I just want numbers to keep these guys in place. I don't also have that much, like, ammunition left as well. I'm throwing in all of my wounded units as well. Yeah, I think I've told my men to hold fire, basically. I brought up my general to rally the men. And Apollo is just going to be continuing to move forward. Yeah, some of my bowmen are shooting, I think, as he climbs up the walls as well. It's kind of crazy as well, because I feel like I don't really mind this. Like, I feel like at the time, like, people just climbing the walls was kind of an issue. Like, I was like, oh, this isn't that great. I'd rather siege equipment and stuff. But, like, looking back on it, I really don't mind much anymore. I mean, it looks just as good as, you know, the siege towers magically being pushed with no men attached to them. So it doesn't bother me too much. So as we can see, I've committed like this kind of big bulk of infantry, and then I only have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 fully strength infantry units left, so I really am being depleted. Luckily, my archers are going a ham and just massacring these units of bowmen right here. They're doing a great job of focusing them down, and that's really what I need to try and do, because as you can see, Apollo is finding his bowmen onto me, and he's doing a lot of damage to my inner layer. So yeah, taking out these archers is just really, really key. He also has this musket tower as well, which is currently shooting on his favor because he controls it. He also have a unit of bowmen over here I should really have brought back. Luckily, you know, like, Apollo is being very smart with his infantry as well, because in this Shogun 2 mod we're using, Moss Master of Strategy, fatigue is a really, like, important factor. So the fact that Apollo is keeping his kind of good units back in reserve is really important, because they're just not getting tired out whatsoever. Also, look at how many kills I managed to grab up early. It was really, really crucial. Really crucial. Fighting is fierce, though, on the inner walls. Neither side is giving up any advantage. I feel like the battle sounds as well in Shogun 2 are really, really good. Like, you actually hear, like, soldiers screaming and stuff. Oh, like, dude, look at the arrow to the... Oh, my God, that arrow just came out of nowhere. The fighting is so brutal. Man. Also, guys, I should have probably have mentioned this in the beginning of the video. Actually, whatever. I'll add it in. But basically, you would have seen it already in the beginning of the video. But Games Planet, who is someone I've partnered with, are having a big sale on Total War games. You can pick Shogun 2 up for like £6. So I highly recommend you check it out. I think it is mainly only European, Europe people who can use the link, because they work directly with publishers. And they just haven't worked out a deal yet with Sega for NA. But if you are in EU and you want to pick up some cheap Total War games and help support the channel, then you can do so. I think Apollo is now starting to commit his general now as well. Yeah, he's bringing up his general to help give the rally buffs. His bowmen are still causing me a ton of issues, as they just volley all the way over. It's a pretty decent range, but again, he's just trying to focus down as much of my infantry because I am running out. But so is Apollo. I think at this point I was very low in ammunition. I believe I only had like a handful of shots and then maybe one unit who still had ammunition left, so I was really starting to run out. Apollo's can continue though this assault, not giving up whatsoever, grinding through my defenses bit by bit. Oh yeah, also the AI, I literally don't even remember this happening, so it must have just happened. Like, these guys must have just dealt with them. Are they going to volley at them? Maybe the tower just kills them. It'd be nice if these guys, they're probably off fire at will because I was trying to save ammunition. The musket towers, though. Yeah, the brave general. It would have been so funny if my... Oh, there's a nice little fighting animations there. They pull out their katanas. Oh, that guy just got decapitated. That's brutal. Really, really brutal stuff. Over on this side of things, we have plenty of the men left to be thrown against the defenses. One of the really awesome things as well about Shogun 2 is that you have this really cool fight to the death mechanic as well. You can see this unit is kind of getting it. They're a little bit glitched out in the gate. But yeah, this right here. If the unit gets this, they'll fight to the death. So kind of like how it happened in Medieval 2. And it's just really, really cool. So you end up not getting these, like, the defenses falling and the soldiers just running out of the gates, you know? You get a real sense of a fight to the death. And oh my god, look at all the arrows going in. This surely cannot be an effective way to volley into this side. Look at that. I should not have wasted all this ammunition here. There are so many arrows here that could have been saved. But I guess killing a unit, I think I was just focusing down something here. And a lot of the arrows are just trying to break through. My god. That's a bit of an overkill, I'm not going to lie. Just slightly. Also, the battle timer is running out. So this is just 40 minutes on the battle timer. This has nothing to do with the replay whatsoever. In Shogun 2, it's just whatever the battle time limit was, it will run it down. So as you can see, Apollo only has 17 minutes left to take this fortress. I guess that does sound like a lot more than it was maybe at the time. Like, it just feels like a lot more, whereas at the time, it's like, oh, the timer is running out slowly, let's keep on holding. But again, he still has to break through. Like, he hasn't broken through this second to last defense layer. And once he's done this, he still has to move forward. And he's running out of infantry. I mean, so am I. I only have, like, what, 3 units of infantry? 4 units of infantry, and then my archers. Apollo still has a good handful of men left, you know. A few more dudes right here. But I'm going to be throwing out more infantry. I really want to keep Apollo on this layer of the defenses as much as I can. Because if he stays here, then, you know, it's just a real good advantage for me. Because, you know, it stops him from really just moving forward with everything he has. I mean, just look at that, though. It just looks so cool. I love the look of these Shogun 2 custom maps. I mean, that looks pretty dope. Pretty goddamn dope. I think that's going to have to be the thumbnail, like something like that. Maybe, like, close in a little bit like that, so it's more zoomed in. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. The city is just being overwhelmed. And this is also my daimyo as well, guys. So this is my, like, really good general. He's like rank 3 or something. He's a lot of good upgrades. So it's really, really important that he survives this battle. Because if I lose him, it's not going to be great. I recently just lost a really good general of mine, my connoisseur of war. And that's bad, you know, because if I lose this battle, not only does it put me back, but, you know, with knowing the facts that happen, that Apollo declares war on me at the end of this stream, you know, I need good generals to fight him, because generals play a big role. They give good bonuses to men. They give good morale bonuses. So using these generals are going to be very, very important. Also, winter is going to play a huge role, and that's kind of my goal in these battles now that I'm fighting Apollo. I think he attacked in summer, and like he's like 1 month into summer. So I'm really, really like, I'm what, 5 turns away from winter. I really need to try and, you know, hold my fortresses until winter arrives. Because as soon as winter arrives, I basically get 3 turns to reinforce everything, recruit, rebuild. And that's going to have to be my plan. I also desperately need a navy as well. Because Apollo is fighting, he's invading me from sea. If I have a good enough navy, I can basically cut off the stream of reinforcements that he has. So having a big navy is going to be very important. I'm going to get to work on that as well right away. As soon as we start the stream on Thursday, it's like navy and infantry. It doesn't matter what I have as long as I have militia, because even militia are really strong in sieges. You know, siege battles in Shogun 2 are brutal. And if I can just bleed Apollo, you know, even if he takes my castles, as long as he takes a lot of casualties as he does it, that's fine with me. Apollo has now broken through my second layer or my third layer of defense, and he is onto the final position. I'm having to commit my best infantry now, my kind of reserve garrison infantry, to this fight to try and keep him at bay, try and keep him here with everything I've got. So you can see I'm moving up my infantry. The balance of power has kind of shifted in my favor, but you never know. Apollo could break through this position. I think because I have the garrison infantry, I'm going to be okay. Because the retainers, as we've seen in every one of these Shogun 2 head-to-head battles, are really, really good. Fighting for this gate is going to be fierce, and as you can see, I'm just committing everything. I think this is the last unit of bowmen I have before I've completely run out. More arrows coming in. So Apollo still has like 2 units of archers, I think, left in this engagement. The commander going down as well. The sergeant has been slain. You can obviously tell him he's a little bit more heavily armored. But he's got his generals as well who are raring to commit to this fight. Luckily, I have my katanas waiting for his general there. He's moving in his archers. But I mean, either way, you know, it's looking good for me. And if I win this battle, I'm still going to be very depleted. I mean, look at this big rout that's going on. And I'm having to bring back my infantry as well because they're getting focused down by Apollo's archers. So I'm having to be really, really careful there. But if I lose this battle, it's going to be catastrophic because it's going to give the AI that advantage. Like, I've been fighting the AI so much. It's a good volley by Apollo's archers there as well, killing a lot of valuable units. I've been fighting this AI so much that they've just been constantly spamming stacks at me. But I need this break right now. I really do. I mean, just look at the devastation as well through this battlefield whilst he's pushing. Like, you got this initial fight right here. I managed to kill quite a few of them. Then over here, there was a big engagement. Apollo dismounted his generals. A big fight for the gatehouse. Lots of dead on this layer. Then on this layer as well, there's so many. And now we're fighting over the gatehouse. But as well as that, we also have all of this as well over on this side. Absolutely crazy. And I assume we're going to get some pretty insane siege battles in the coming streams. Because I imagine Apollo will bring up a second army or to invade my island with. And because of that, you know, we're going to get some like 40 unit siege battles where you're just completely enveloping a fortress. It's going to be so exciting. The men are cheering. These guys are climbing up as well now. And the katanas are ready to meet them, though. The katanas are such an effective unit. But they're just going to cut these guys down, yeah. The bone militia charging in. Obviously, they've got no ammunition left. The katanas are going to have an absolute field day. Taking these guys out. They're just so much more skilled. Their morale's better. Such a high melee attack. Very, very effective units. But the timer is running out, so even if Apollo can break through, I've still got a decent amount of time. But he has now finally committed everything to this battle. One last big push at the gatehouse to try and break through. As you can see, though, all of my routing units are actually fighting to the death right now. It's awesome to see that. He's also inspiring his infantry, so he's got some Katana Ashigaru here who have been inspired to charge forward. Pretty effective stuff. Over on this side again, Katana Ashigaru against my Katana Ashigaru. Luckily, I have defender's advantage, so as he does climb, I can pick him away bit by bit. But again, this battle timer is 7 minutes left, so even if he can break through this, maybe I can hold for the 7 minutes. He obviously has to capture this flag right here. Yeah, he has to capture this dojo right here to win. My Katana's managed to repel the bow militia, and that's basically going to be, you know, it for Apollo's reinforcements. He's just going to be committing the last of his men. If you can break through this gate, you might have a really good job. And I also have a few archers left as well, which are going to be helping me out. It might have been a better idea at this point to try and focus down the infantry like clumped up here. Because if I can break this infantry, then I can charge out the city and try and deal with these archers. He obviously also has his bowmen as well. He's going to be focusing down my Yumi retainer garrison as they retreat back. More infantry being pushed up over on this left-hand side as well. Oh, the general units there as well. You can tell the generals are here because of the massive balloon on their back. Which, for those of you who didn't know, is basically there to catch arrows from being shot at them in the back. Because most samurai were like proficient with the bow first and then the katana. So there was a lot more bows on the battlefield. Did he say his general was fallen or my general? I'm pretty sure he said his general was fallen. So I think Apollo's general is now broken. And that's going to be it. I managed to hold the fortress, but not with a lot left. Not with a lot left at all. It was a costly victory indeed, but it was great that I managed to win this one because it finally gave me a bit of breathing room and allowed me to start focusing down the goddamn AI castles that are on my island that I've just been fighting stack after stack after stack. I must have killed like 20,000 plus of their men in these battles on the stream. Unfortunately though, the breathing room is extremely short-lived because Apollo comes at me with an army very, very quickly, and yeah, it goes from bad to worse, but you know, it's going to be interesting to try and bring this one back from the brink. Apollo has, you know, bigger armies, he has more cities, better economy, bigger navy. It's going to be fun though. It's going to be fun trying to come back from something like this, because if I can just push him off of my island and get a strong enough navy to then threaten him, like, I can just protect myself, I can build up all my castles, have my armies raring to go, garrison all my coastal settlements, and I'll be very, very well off. But yeah, here we go, guys. So that's going to be the battle. If we take a look at the kills, you can see I deployed 3,800. Apollo deployed in total 5,000. So I was outnumbered by about 200 men. Also, the quality of the soldiers. I think Apollo had a lot more katana ashigaru, whereas I had one unit of these really good samurai here. And I also had these 2 retainer units. Even though they were half strength, they still provided me with a bunch of stuff. You can see Apollo's armies there. If we go back kills, so my militia got the most kills. Yeah, it's going to be Bowman, really. In sieges, Bowman are king. And then for Apollo's side, he had... Is this him? I think this is his faction. His Yarashigari doing amazing. And then for the other faction, yeah, the AI got kind of slaughtered, but provided a decent amount of numbers to the fight. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.